How can I be pleasing to God? I think all of us desire to please those who we respect, we honor. Well, what about God? We want to please him, don't we? Well, people look and sometimes they say, well, that's an easy one. In the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter, it states plainly that without faith, it's impossible to please him. He that cometh to God must believe that he is. And, so I just believe and that's good. Well, if you stop there, we're no better than the devils. You see, faith without works, according to James, the 2nd chapter, in verse 17 on down to verse 24, that's a dead faith. That's surely not going to make us to where we have a relationship with God. But you look further and you find that he continues on in verse 6. He says, he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Well, what does that mean? How do I do that? Well, if you look in context, you find faith defined in action, and you find what it means then to seek him. You find that by faith in verse 5, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Why? What was special about him and his faith? In Genesis, the 5th chapter, verse 22 and 24, he walked with God. It was a life of faith. In the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter, verse 7, by faith, Noah, being warned of God of things is not yet seen, moved with fear, prepared an ark. In verse 8, Abraham, whenever he was called to go out in a place where he should have to receive for inheritance, he went out and then he sojourned there. You go on down through the text and you find example after example, God saying, here's what faith is. Faith hears me. Faith believes that I am and that I am a rewarder. I've got a blessing for you. Follow me, would you? Well, that's what faith is according to God. In the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, you find kind of a summation. He says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and run with patience the race that is set before us. Did you get the picture there? You want to have that example of faith, live that example of faith? Get sin out of your life. It separates you from God. You can't run that race. And then look unto him. Run with patience, endurance, that race that is set before us. That's that narrow way in Matthew 7, verse 13 and 14 that leads to eternal life. We'd love to help you in this task, this privilege of being pleasing to God. If you'd like to study with us, we'd be more than happy to send you material, answer your questions, whatever it may be. Feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.